Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm going to try to do a quick video for you without my battery going dead. Bushcraft knives. New to me, but apparently very popular the world over. And people say, oh, why do you need a bushcraft knife? You can use any knife outdoors. Well, that's true to a certain extent. Just depends on how you want the knife to perform. Big knives are big knives, and some people are more comfortable with that, but the point of bushcraft is that when you learn the proper techniques, you can make a small knife do what a big knife can and more, to be honest with you. We'll start with the cheaper knives. These are by Mora of Sweden. Most bushcraft knives are Scandinavian, with what they call here Scandinavian grind, whereas most knives have a very small secondary bevel and then the edge. This is a very big, it's actually the main bevel, but it takes the place of the secondary bevel, and then the edge you can't really see. It's almost like a convex grind, but it's incredibly sharp. That's what's awesome about it, especially with woodworking. It's incredibly sharp. This is a Mora 511. The 510 is the more popular model, where it doesn't have this finger guard here, but that's been discontinued. Who knows why? The blue-handled ones are stainless. The red-handled ones are steel, and then they have some black-handled versions that are called Triflex carbon steel. But most people just go with the red carbon. As you can see, there's a patina on the blade from certain things like tomatoes, onions, limes, and that's totally cool with carbon blades. But I spent some time sharpening this one. At $8 a pop, you can just buy as many of these as you need to and just play around with sharpening techniques and beat the crap out of them, and it doesn't matter. And they're really tough. The handle's really ergonomic, very solid. The blades are really good size and seriously scary sharp. I've been trying to find some 510s, but the 511's all I'm coming across right now. But yeah, this is by Mora of Sweden. The nice thing about these, like the 510s, what made them so popular, is that the tang goes about to here in the handle, whereas models like the Clipper, which this is similar to, only go to about here. It's not a huge deal, but some people like the longer tang. This is the all-around craft line. This is the new craft line series of knives from Mora. This one is stainless. There is a carbon version somewhere, but I haven't been able to find it yet. But this is a higher quality stainless than what they normally use. I think it's the 12C27 or whatever. You can see a high mirror polish. It's got a polished spine, whereas this one here has got the rough spine. That's good for fire strikers. Both of them work for bushcraft, but this one's intended a little more for everyday use. Both incredibly sharp. The stainless is not a weak point. It's an awesome blade steel, and I can't believe how sharp these things are from the factory. This one was $14. That one was $8. I mean, you really can't do any better than that for the price. Very comfortable grip. Very lightweight with both of them. But yeah, if you're familiar with the Clipper, this is like an updated Clipper. Not much difference other than the blade seems to be a little bit narrower and the grind is a bit wider. Yeah, and it's got a nicer sheath. I'll show you the sheath. It's a slightly nicer sheath. Feels thicker, and it's got a nicer clip on it than the Clipper. But yeah, it fits into the sheath really securely, which is a new feature. But yeah, you could buy, like a whole bunch of these too, and just keep them around as beater knives. And these are my new. Honestly, these have replaced all the knives in my kitchen at the moment. They're just so damn sharp. And so if you haven't tried some Moras yet, you really should try some. They're, at the price, you get to try so many all at once. And then, last but not least, is the Spyderco Bushcraft. This was actually designed with, I don't know who, but a British bushcraft guy who I think runs this website, Bushcraft UK. It's 01 stainless, or not stainless, 01 carbon steel, which is a little bit softer than A2. Typical Scandinavian grind, really sharp, and very nice finish on this blade. This is one of the factory seconds, as you can see with the little notch right there on the spine, and it did have some cracks in the handle when it arrived. A big crack right across here, and then another one down here. I filled it in with super glue and sanded it down a bit, and it seems to be holding up pretty well. It's a very, very ergonomic handle, a great blade shape, and the perfect blade length. If you were to compare it to like the Raymir's Woodlore knife, this is very similar, and you know, at $90 for a factory second, it's not bad. But you can also spend $90 on an authentic Scandinavian knife with a wooden handle, and you know, get something that's possibly better. But I just wanted this because I'm a big fan of Spyderco, and I don't have any regrets buying a factory second. It's a nice knife, and I'm going to use it well. I was thinking about spending, you can spend like $180 on a non-factory second, but it's still likely that the handle will crack. I might get one if I can, you know, go around to the online shops and see if anybody's got any that aren't cracked. I might get another one that isn't a second, but I may just wait for the next generation of the Bushcraft knife, which is coming. Sal Glesser from Spyderco said himself that because of the big disappointment with the wood not being stabilized on these, and having to make them all factory seconds, they do want to redo the Bushcraft knife because it is such a great design, and he said it's probably going to be with a G10 handle. I think it personally should, if not a different stabilized wood, I think it should be micarta. I think Spyderco uses G10 a little too much, and if you've seen the micarta handle on the new Temperance fixed blade, it's perfect. That's exactly the material they should use for the next Bushcraft, in my opinion. But anyway, so yeah, Scandi grinds. There's a particular way to sharpen them. You can find Raymir's instructional video online. Speaking of sharpening videos, I'm gonna, of course, do my own pretty soon. Using these knives, probably. I wish I had been filming when I sharpened this one. It was quite a hassle, but I ended up doing pretty well in the end. And I just sharpened a buddy's knife. One of those French knives, not the Opinel, but the L'Yule, whatever. And I actually did get an Opinel too, which I don't have in the video right now. I wish I would have grabbed it. But Opinels are a great folding Bushcraft knife. Again, very cheap, about $12. And it came with a very rough, dull edge, and I was able to put a very, very sharp edge on it. So, that being said, I am going to do a sharpening video. Excuse me, might end up being more than one sharpening video in the end. But I've been meaning to do that, and I really want to do that. And I hope you guys will enjoy it. Sharpening is a hard topic to approach, because it's just, there's so many things you could say and so many things you could just leave out and just demonstrate. So we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Hope you like these Bushcraft knives. I hope you guys at least try some Moras, if not the Spyderco one, if you haven't already. They're so wickedly sharp, ergonomic, lightweight, and cheap. If you want a knife that you can use outdoors and not have to worry about it, these are the ones you want to get. Alright guys, later.